But hey, before we get into the video, Drew, we have to tell them our sponsors.
Hey, the new sponsor that we got just, I think, yesterday, too, if you guys haven't seen the announcement, plainsgolfco.com. We just partnered with those guys. They're a local golf merchandise company here in Oklahoma. Got some great gear, stuff like that. Get some rope hats, stuff like that. It's cool to support them, and obviously, you know, they're Sooners too. So go check them out at plainsgolfco.com. Follow them on Instagram and Twitter. Obviously, we got a promo code too for you, 15% off. Use all caps Boomer to get your merchandise there. So Christian, hey, don't we have a shirt that we sell? How do we get that?
I think so. Yeah. Hey, so Sooner Nation, like always, www.hornsdownshop.com. If you need any of your cool OU gear that you cannot get on Campus Corner or anywhere else in Norman, go ahead and check out the first link in the description below. You can even support us too, and our board is Sean White. So we'd really appreciate if you guys go check out both of our sponsors. We love them. They're awesome people. Let's get in the video. Welcome back, everybody. We have the wonderful Tattoo Baker, the 2022 runner-up OU Twitter champion. TB, how you doing, man?
Doing great.
Good.
Glad to come on.
Yeah, no, thank you for coming on. And so for people that don't know who TB is, he does a lot of edits and he's very active, has a very good following on Twitter. And he stays anonymous as far as his account's concerned. So that's why you can't see a beautiful face to the bottom, except for this wonderful avatar he has to display.
I don't know if they could handle it. So, you know.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, whatever, man. I'm not that, you know.
Yeah. No, if you haven't followed TB on his page or anything like that, it's one of those must follows, because not only Sooner Nation, but a lot of people on Twitter interact with him. You're always hopping in spaces, not just OU stuff, but yeah, it's a good interaction anytime we get to hang out or be around.
Yeah,
TB.
Absolutely. So TB, I kind of know I've asked you before in the past about how you got started on Twitter, but give the listeners how did you get started on Twitter? You know, how did it all come about, and how did your Tattoo Baker account be created?
So from the top, I love to edit, had a MacBook, was on multiple message boards, and then the one called Land Thieves, found the tattoo and was just posting about, we're laughing about it. And then, so I approached Cody at the time. Lo and behold, he ended up being a good buddy of mine, roommate. But I approached him and said, hey, can I do some edits with this? You know, just I wasn't on Twitter at the time, but I was doing edits for the message boards and stuff, and just joking around, like anytime games times or whatever, right? Well, then lo and behold, I said, hey, could I make a Twitter account from this? And he said, sure. It's all joking, laughing. Never thought that it would be, honestly, a career. Like, this is my second job where I can do edits, commissions, just fun, joking, memes or whatever. So he says, yes, I make it. It was called Baker Tattoo. I had it for about 3 days that it was a Baker tattoo, and I changed it to Tattoo Baker because it's tattoo of Baker Mayfield. And then it was a 2D image of skin tattoo, and it's god awful. Worst part of the account for how it feels like almost 2 years. And then as I slowly got more and more popular, I guess, if you think I'm popular, I turned it into a memoji where when I got an iPhone 10, turning that 2D image to now 3D was a game changer for my account and for how NFTs and digital art came about, where I've transformed my account from being the Baker Mayfield account to being my own person, where I'm Tattoo Baker and I comment on Baker Mayfield stuff or football in general, rather than be a pseudo Baker Mayfield on Twitter, right? So kind of evolving the account.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, I know a lot of people ask, and they're kind of like, sometimes they're like, I don't know, but are you a true like Baker Mayfield fan?
Yeah, like the story of Baker Mayfield, for one, sells me on all levels. You know, a kid that was told pretty much you're not going to make it, to him making it to the highest level. You know, obviously if we had a defense, you know, that's another time for another story, but like wins the Heisman. And it's not just like he wins the Heisman in a magical year. He's there 3 times in a row and goes to the NFL. Everybody knows the Baker story or whatever, but it's just like, yeah, I'm a huge Baker fan, and I only want nothing but the best for the guy. So for that, but also too, like if he never played football again, I would be so happy that he would be at peace, you know, with him, like with whatever choice he made.
Yeah. Well, obviously, because everybody wants to see him. I don't know about everybody, but Sooner Nation wants to see him still play. And I know me and Drew on our Sooner Summary show, we have discussed it plentiful of where we could see him playing or where we would want him to play. And honestly, at this point, I don't care. I just want to see him play. And
anywhere but Cleveland and Detroit for me. So
yeah, I want to see him.
For me, wise, get away from Detroit, obviously. But if he went to Tampa Bay in the summer, or he went to somewhere where he could sit a year, that would be probably, for me, that'd probably be the best case scenario. And then either be vaulted into the starting position or try, or what's it called, given a chance to start, you know, fight for the job, or transition into another team and start there. So
yeah, 100%.
So what for you, I know being a big Baker Mayfield fan and everything like that, I know we got to hang out with you a little bit in the spring game. What was that atmosphere like, and what did that mean to you? I mean, obviously we know what it meant to him and everything like that, but what were your thoughts, you know, for the statue and having him back in, and just give us your thoughts on that and how cool that experience was for you.
Okay, so overall it was perfect. Great. The only thing wrong with the entire thing was obviously the statue, but nobody could think that they're going to unveil this and it was going to be, you know, like they couldn't return it, right? So you couldn't get another statue. But everything from the introduction to the week of seeing him at Tarahumara's, seeing him down the field, and just the reaction from the crowd and being there, dude, was insane. Like it made me have tears in my eyes, but it was an involuntary emotion that I couldn't stop because I was so proud of this dude. That, like I said before, that he was told that he wasn't good enough. He was Opie, under 6 foot and under, and wasn't gonna, you know, make it in college at a D1 level. You know, that you'd have to go somewhere else. To then now he's the most loved quarterback arguably in Oklahoma history. You know, obviously.
Well, not only that, I think the number one overall like loved player in Sooner history, arguably. So yeah.
And you can back that by saying what Bob said during the speech or whatever that he had, that he says Baker was the tone. And he said, when he said it, that's what we're gonna do. And he was always congratulating people, always up in people's face or whatever to make sure that they knew, you know, it was game time or just he was the tone, and that's what they needed.
Yeah. I've talked about it with Drew before, but one of my favorite stories in any sport ever is, you know, the late and great Kobe Bryant mentality, you know, the Mamba mentality. And I love people that have just that passion for whatever, whether it's in a business world or whether it's for a sport. I love that passion, and to see it expressed in the emotions and all of the stuff that goes into it. But he had it, and it, you know, we've had the chance to ask some former players of his or former teammates of his that told us some pretty funny stories. And you look back, and he had that passion, but he also, you know, if he talked, he backed it up. And I love that about him. It was, he could say whatever he wanted on that football field. We were winning the game. And it was just, he was fun to watch. Yeah, he was fun. But hey, so speaking of football, what are your thoughts on this upcoming year?
Okay, so I've always, you know, thought that, you know, the health and well-being of a quarterback is going to set the tone for this team. Obviously, we have a deep quarterback room. I feel like Dylan Gabriel, and then whoever quarterback number 2 is. If they can stay healthy, then we're probably going to go pretty far. The ceiling for this team is probably to make the playoffs. I'm not sure, just because you just don't know your guys till they're there, right? Just like we don't know about the baseball team until they got in the tournament for the Big 12 and regional supers, right? So from the time September all the way to December, I would say ceiling is making the playoffs. Floor is 9-4, and that's obviously a failed season for OU standards.
Yeah.
But you keep Dylan upright, you keep the defense off the field, I think we're going to go pretty far.
So just to preface that, I mean, how do you feel? Obviously, we've talked about off air and stuff like that, and we've got your thoughts on this as you've been in spaces and stuff. But I don't want to backtrack too far to Lincoln Riley and all that. But what were your thoughts when we hired Brent Venables in this new era? Let's just start there and talk.
Yeah.
And then obviously your expectations based on this season is so talk about BV and what you thought with the hiring of him and then the staff and everything that he's put together so far. And then obviously, he's had some time in the seat. And what are your thoughts, now going into his first season?
Okay, before I just want to say, obviously I know that it's working out, what we've seen and what we're hearing, whatever is working out great. But before that, I just heard from stuff from the guys that I know that it's just this team was an undisciplined, emotional team, ride the highs, really feel the lows. And that when Brent came, it just felt like it was, he set a tone that we're going to be better, no matter what, we're going to be family, God, and then we're going to, trust in ourselves and then be better, in all phases of the game, where he's talking about, suffocating defense and just, whatever he said, just really brought fire that needed to be relit in Oklahoma football for a long time.
Yeah.
So
I think for us, I mean, Christian, you might be a little younger, but I remember when Bob Stoops was hired, I was, and how that was, and this is, I'm not already, saying that he's going to be Bob Stoops, but it has that feeling of, hey, we needed something different. And I think it worked out, obviously, hopefully for both parties. I wish Lincoln Riley all the best. I know some people may differ in that opinion, but hey, go do your thing. But I really feel like this is a start of a really good era coming in Sooner football. So,
well, one of the things that I don't buy into is the first year head coach thing, because when Lincoln, and we didn't want to talk about Lincoln, but I wanted to bring this up. Lincoln was a first year head coach for us, and we played phenomenal. And granted, he inherited a very, very, very good team, but Brent Venables has inherited a really good team and recruited across the board very, very well. And, the transfer portal, all that fun stuff. And so it's just, I don't buy into the first year head coach. For me personally, this is me personally, it's a failed season if we don't win the conference. And that's just for me. Would I like to see us in the playoffs? Absolutely. Would I like to see us in the Sugar Bowl? I would. And I think that's where this team's going to go. I mean, for me, the two losable games is Nebraska, because man, we're going to be going into a loud stadium based off of what happened last year and how that game, DJ Graham one-handed interception and the close game that it was, and how close Nebraska kept all of its games last year. And then Thursday night in Ames gets really weird. So
they moved that game already.
Do what?
Yeah, they moved that game.
They moved that game to Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, still, I mean, it's just, to me, those are my two losable games. I
obviously, no matter what,
every
year, no matter what, every year, it's got to be Texas too. So,
yeah,
I mean, I hate to say it, but that's just the way it is. That's the way
Texas
it's been.
Is so weird. For me personally, I have a hard time claiming Texas like it's a losable game, just because you never know what's going to happen.
That's exactly why I put it in there, because every year it doesn't matter the records. You can still and teams that we've brought into the Cotton Bowl that should have beaten them, we've ended up close to a loss or even taking a loss.
I never even know how to call that game, just because you're down 28-7 and you end up winning the game. It's OU Texas. It's going to swing either way, whoever's feeling better on Saturday. So But hey, so TB, we did just, I don't know if you heard, but we did just win a national championship in softball. So,
Yeah, I was there for game one.
yeah, what were your thoughts on because I've been running the softball team all year long, saying we're gonna repeat, no questions asked, it's gonna happen. What are your thoughts on if you want to go into this, the full Deatham season, but most importantly the championship?
I feel like obviously Baker get emotional and stuff like that, and like even when I make content for Baker and stuff like that, but like when I made that video that had a Carmina, like the classical music, I was getting into it. Like it was like, damn, I'm once again like I'm wiping a tear away because I'm so proud of these girls that did back to back, and heck, it wasn't just like they won by 2 or 3 runs. Like no, they killed them. Like they're just that good that they're that good at their craft that every rep mattered, every run mattered, every at bat mattered. So just I loved it for the girls. Obviously too, there's some behind the scenes stuff that I'm doing or whatever with softball, but it's no matter what, I'm super proud of the softball team, and if they go 3-peat, man, talk about dynasties. They're up there. They can easily challenge UCLA because the one they had, I feel like they had a better record than the all-time UCLA team. And then 2, like they did it with more power. Like they were killing them.
Well, and all the records broken, and all the what we won 60 something games, and 40 of them were decided by run rule. That's 40 games you just destroyed an opponent.
It should be 42 because if we're looking at it right, like the championship,
both of those games,
it would have been a blowout.
It's just it's ridiculous. Like you're that dominant 40 times. I have no more words on the softball team because they are that team. Like it's like the 95, 96 Bulls. Like they are that team, and it's just to say that they were, I found myself, like you mentioned, TB, I found myself after the last inning and everything was over with, I found myself tearing up, and I was like, man, like it's just what the girls did all year long. It's so impressive. They were so good at their jobs and their craft that it's like, man.
Yeah. And then not even 4 days after the end of the game, we're already making splashes in the transfer portal and stuff. So it's like, here we go again. We got a lot returning, and some recruiting class coming in, and it's like you said, 3-peat is definitely on the table. I know we got plenty of time to discuss that, but I mean, it's like,
and also,
death, taxes, and Patty Gasso winning another championship. So,
and also too, I want to say something about because I changed my name to Tattoo Aloe. Okay, so this is what happened. I'm driving home, and I knew that I was going to go to the game. No, hold on. I just went to the game. It was Thursday, and now I'm coming home Friday, and I just felt like she's a special player. She's really put her all into it. Obviously, people call her the GOAT too, and I just knew that on the field and off the field, she was a special person. So that's why I did it, and I don't know, I wanted to make sure.
I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah,
I did too.
And I just want to know if she ever saw it. It'd be pretty cool, but she never hit me up, so it wouldn't matter.
I'm still expecting the home run thread, man. Like I'm looking forward to it.
Oh my gosh, no way. even the guy that goes, like, let's say this, even the guy that does all the scrubbing to even get the just puts it in word form. Like when she did it, what inning, whatever, it's still, oh my gosh, it's a lot of time. To the guy that does the entire video, get out of here with that.
Dude, that video is going to be ridiculous, but I don't know.
Have you ever? So here's a question. This is Junior just talking about Alo and everything, meeting her. But have you ever gotten a chance to meet Baker Mayfield? And if you haven't, what do you think you would ever do?
So I've seen Baker Mayfield on the field, and then obviously off the field too. But like the closest I ever got to him was like like arm's distance away at Tar Mars, but I just said, welcome home, Bake. But like to meet him and talk with him in person, it would be everything. Like, and also too, like, just for me, wise, like it would be so cringe to be like, hey, I'm Tattoo Baker, just because obviously I don't know what he sees. Like I would love for somebody to already know what he thinks about me and then tells me, right, rather than reveal it to me in person. I don't.
It'd just be that organic. Yeah. I got you.
So I would love to meet him if it ever got to that point. Like what you did too, when you were at Tar Mars, and can you shake his hand or say hello?
Yeah, I got a hug, and then on the way out, he dropped by the table, and then did it again. So Christian was like, "Damn you!"
Yeah. So a little quick backstory for that, Sooner Nation, because y'all probably don't know or remember the tweets, but a bunch of us, the guys at Horns Down, Deshaun White, we all went out to go eat, and we walk in, and Baker Mayfield's sitting over there, and I walk in because I went out to the car. I dropped our if lost to return a tailgate into my car just because I didn't really feel like putting it on over the shirt I was already wearing. And so I walk in, and Drew and TB and all the guys are like, "Hey, Baker's here." I'm like, "No, he's not." So I sit down there, and Drew goes, "Dude, look around that wall. He's here." I was like, "Okay." And
well, so I was outside actually, so it was Andrew.
So it was Andrew, right. And so, well, whoever it was, they told me, look around the wall. He's right there. And so I look around the wall, and sure as, Baker Mayfield with all of his family, all that fun stuff is sitting right there. And so we're just starstruck, and I couldn't move. So he ended up, after they were done eating, we were done eating, they ended up walking up because a couple of us went to go introduce ourselves to Baker, and Baker ended up walking up. And I'm sure if we could go back in time, you'd see me like that while he was just standing there, like shaking everybody's hands. And I'm just like, oh my God, it's Baker Mayfield. And then the viral tweet happened of where he filled out an application. So that's what we're referring to. But,
yeah. And if you look in that picture back there, it's Christian's girlfriend making the thread and making the photo. So it did happen, folks. So
yeah, it did happen. Maddie, my girlfriend Maddie, is in the picture of the infamous Baker Mayfield Tammy Hara application photo. So yeah, that she was so mad when that photo went viral. She's like, "I'm in the back, just sitting there." I was like,
I wish I was in the back.
I wish I was in the back. I would have been doing that. But hey, so we have a big topic left in sports that we have not discussed yet, and that is that we're headed to Omaha. TB, man, what are your thoughts on this baseball team?
I want to say they're gritty, man. Like they don't give no F's. Like they're gonna do what they do, pitch how they want to pitch. Skip Johnson is killing it right now, and like the way that he obviously is commanding the bullpen is just, it's like surgical, because obviously too, like we lost 2 games in the regional, one in the regional, one in the supers, but like if it doesn't win that game, well, guess what? He's gonna be able to protect his guys for the 3rd game and win it. It's a little different, obviously, in the World Series, because obviously then you got to win every game, right? You can't just win one more game and then you're in.
Yeah.
But like the way that he's managed this team has been his best. Like this, obviously too, we missed 2020, with COVID and stuff like that. But like, gosh, I'm just watching it from afar because I'm a baseball fan. But like, this is the first time in a long time that I've watched baseball or OU baseball this closely, and it's just been fun to watch.
This is the first time I've watched college baseball at all. So
I just want to say to those of you, welcome to the bandwagon. I've been here all year. So
I haven't. I have not. It was when we won the Big 12 championship that I was like, hey, baseball. I was so focused on softball all year long, man.
Yeah. I will say this though, like it's really hard to watch baseball unless there's, ESPN app. Like with the playoffs, like this is so much easier. Like if you have ESPN Plus, you can watch every game. If you don't, good luck.
Well, and that's what, like me and Christian, we get into all these baseball discussions, and he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about, all that. Because I can talk baseball. I can go watch any baseball game right now. I just have the love and passion for it. And then obviously when I have some skin in the game, it's even more of a fandom, and I get to go experience that this weekend with my dad and a couple friends. We're heading up to Omaha, and just excited about it, and excited. I fully believe we could go win this thing. So.
Yeah, I mean, A&M's got a salty team. They pitch really well. They're a hard team, but we are too. So it's going to be a good game.
Christian's going to be poor guy's going to be surrounded by a bunch of Aggies this next weekend. So
yeah, I will be at a pool party with all of my buddies that go to A&M, and I will be the only OU fan there, and we'll be having a good time. So if we lose, it won't be a good time for me. But if we win, the trash talk that will transpire after the game for me will be amazing.
Hey, Christian's going to bring it either way, one way or another. So
yeah,
it could be short lived. Like if say we beat A&M, right, we still got to beat them again if they win out. Like it's not like they're one and they're done. So just like same way if we lose. So
I'm excited. I wanted this matchup and we got it. And we interviewed him for the very first video on the channel. But Gage Pearson, if you're watching, we're gonna beat you. And
not only that, if we beat A&M, we got a chance to beat Texas again too.
Yeah.
If they take care of Notre Dame, so hey, I'm all for it.
Hey,
so
me too. But
hey Christian, real quick, can we go back and talk about the Baker thing with like being Tar Hamars? Okay, so obviously you're gonna edit this, right? Mm-hmm. So I feel like the best part of seeing Baker at Tar Hamars, and frame this however you want, but seeing Baker happy with friends and family in a family setting or whatever at a restaurant is the world to me. Like at the time that we saw him, he had just left spring camp, right, or spring workouts, whatever they were, and like it was like they felt like the weight of the world, Twitter, whatever, was on him, and he said, "I'm going to go to OU, do the statue thing." And seeing him happy was like a breath of fresh air.
Well, I think that was great timing for him, and it was a great opportunity for him to know. I mean, he knows because he knows what kind of fan base we are, but for him to actually, be engulfed in that, and for Sooner Nation to come out the way we did, I know we were excited too about BV and the new era and all that, but to pack that place out, I mean, we were in line with you, going into the stadium, and we were like, this is like worse than a regular game day as far as getting into the stadium. And I mean, just the atmosphere and the way that we like essentially wrapped our arms around him just showed him just how much Sooner Nation really loves him. And I thought that was probably the coolest thing of that whole weekend.
Well, it was a beautiful thing to see, right? Because you had all this stuff going on with the Cleveland Browns, and he was able to, quote unquote, go home and go into a familiar place full of people that just flat out love him. And, we got to see him at Tommy Hara's, and he was it wasn't forced. He was with family and he was just happy. And for 75,000 people to show up and cheer him on while he was talking was just, I'm sure, meant the world to him. And he definitely needed it because he's got a lot going on. So I'm glad as a fan base that we could do that for not only this new staff, but for him as well, because they all deserve it.
Yep.
But hey, I mean, that's everything I got. TB, thank you for coming on, man. We appreciate you. You are always welcome here at the AnythingOU podcast.
Hey, Christian, real quick. Obviously, you can add to that point, right? Be at the end. But if you want to, it would be cool to like say kind of like what I do now.
Yeah. I'll cut that out.
Yeah.
So TB. Yeah.
Go ahead. Like
okay,
3, 2, 1. Okay.
So TB, give the people, before we cut it out here and give you some time back into your day, give the people a little idea of what you do, man.
Okay. For the most part, I'm a super down to earth guy that loves to laugh and love about football, but also too, like, this is, like I said earlier in the interview, like, this is my second job. So if someone would need something, and I don't care if it's a photo restoration, little league or sports wise photo or like a professional logo or professional I don't know. Anything.
I mean, maybe like a podcast logo or something like that, you know?
I was about to say, TB has done all of the work for us. So if you need anything, you're looking at it right now. You know, all the stuff up on the screen.
His work. So yeah, we appreciate him.
Yeah. So if you needed anything, obviously we can just get a conversation started. And if it's something that, you know, hey, it needs to be pro bono, or, you know, hey, if you want to tip, more power to you. But also too, like, I'm not just going to do pro bono till, you know, I'm till sunset or whatever. Like, if you really need something, we can work it out. And, you know, if we really need to get something started, I would love to do that.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, well, TB, we appreciate your time, man. Everybody, before we end this off, first link in the description is going to be his Twitter. Go check him out. If you do not follow him, go follow him. But it's the two people that are a must-haves on Sooner Twitter. It's Travis Davidson and Tattoo Baker, in no particular order. And that is just, that's how it is. Go give him a follow. But TB, man, thank you for coming on. You're always welcome over here on the AnythingOU podcast, brother.
All right, thanks, man. This has been fun.
Yeah, for
love
sure.
To come on more, you know, more even like another three talk or a 4 talk, wouldn't matter.
Yeah, no, sounds good to me, man. That's been everything in the AnythingOU podcast. Really appreciate you guys for stopping by, and hope you enjoyed that video with Tattoo Baker, one of my favorite follows on Twitter, and he's very active on Twitter Spaces. So that's all I got. Drew, you got anything you want to leave the people with, man?
Hey, the next time you might see me on social media or anything like that, I will probably be in the great city of Omaha. If you guys are up there, come hang out with me. Shoot me a DM, follow, whatever it is. I'll love to meet you guys. But as always, thank you guys for your support, for your likes, follows, all that stuff. If you haven't yet, go down here, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any new content. Give us some feedback. You know, comment down below what you want to hear, what you like, what you don't like. And then obviously head on over, check out our sponsors. Don't forget that promo code for Plains Golf Co. 15% off Boomer, and hornsdownshop.com. You can get all your OU gear, and you can help support us at the same time. So, hey, that's all I got. Y'all ready for this? Boomer.
Sooner.